Association and Data Science and AI Australia. I also represent Not Centralized in terms of building stuff. Welcome to another Emerging Tech Pulse. Today is the 28th of August, 2023. First up, we look at Chain Reaction, which is the Web3 newsletter that comes out from Aus DeFi Association. And one of the main things that came out last week was that we ran our Sydney event. And so we had great guests and we had sponsors and amazing conversations, a lot of back and forth, a lot of very interesting audience questions. It was live streamed, so you can watch the replay, but thanks to Stables, Block Earner, Frankie One, and others who participated, and that was over at Stone and Chalk in Sydney. We also highlighted in the news that our friends in Melbourne, UpsideDAO, they also ran an event down there and they had Stables fly over to that. So the team was split up and it was great to see talk about NFTs, builders, even regulation with Joni Pirovich, for example, there and many of the other builders. And it looked like a great audience. Plenty of photos from Greg, Kyle, and others that were there. So check that one out as well. Finally, in terms of events in the Web3 space, we've got the F-Off event over in Perth, so check that one out. The link is in the newsletter. So Perth, they had their event last month. We've now got Space Cubed over there as a sponsor, so we're going to be doing monthly events. So shout outs to Kat, Tracy and the Bamboo team, and many more folks that are going to be joining. So hopefully we'll get some really good photos out of that, but looking forward to that one this week. So check it out, Perth. If you were at the Digital Asset Conference a few weeks ago from Steve Vallis and Rochelle over at Blockchain APAC, they've got another one coming up again. This is Crypto Assembly. Steve put out a bit of a cryptic message. You know, it's okay to say crypto. So this one is called Building Confidence, Unlocking Opportunity. It's on the 23rd and 24th of November. So watch this space. Over to the news, and we saw some big things coming in terms of partnerships. So we saw Independent Reserve and PayPal come together. So more of that kind of stuff. We're seeing MasterCard, Visa, and all these mainstream names coming in on their own or partnering with many of the Web3 firms that are already here. So seeing this maturing of the market is something that I think will just continue. This is the tip of the iceberg. We also saw the Bankless crew basically put out quite a few videos coming up with things like the Friend.Tech explosion and their take on that, as well as a bit of background. If you remember Facebook, now called Meta, they used to have something called Diem, which was turned into Libra. They were looking at stablecoin future. The person that was one of the main guys in the team behind that, they interview him. So it's really good to see the insights, what was the thinking like at the time and how they could grow this kind of stuff. So definitely worth watching these videos. And now we're over to the data science news with AI Chronicles from DSAI. One of the first things to highlight is that we're running another event that's also this week, this time in Sydney. So you heard about the Perth event for Web3. This time, if you're into AI, data science, all that cool stuff, come on Wednesday this week. It's at Creditor Watch offices, which is over at 25 Martin Place. So the big tower right up those stairs, the MLC building, you'll see that there. So from 5:30 onwards, talks start at 6. We're going to have some very interesting things coming in terms of the regular folks that are sharing their things like James and Paul in terms of model governance and AI regulation. And we're going to see, so Ray, not James and Paul, James and Ray. Paul will be there as well. He's the founder of DSAI along with myself, taking on presidential duties. But we've got a lot of guests. So we'll have Nikki Togano from Scene Culture and seeing how AI plays a role in her kind of work. And then also we're going to have some folks from the AI builders community. So Annie at Aura Ventures, they've run a few sessions there. And it's going to be interesting to see what some of these builders are piecing together. Speaking of the AI builders community that's there, that's been running for a few weeks, and they're going to have their demo day in front of some amazing investors in a couple of weeks' time. I'm a mentor, very lucky to be one of those, and we get to see basically what these folks are building. We get to give our advice. We get to help steer them from a business or a tech perspective or both, and just give some insights into what is being built in this community and how they can actually take those applications and bring it into the real world, because tech for the sake of tech goes nowhere. So we need to have more of this kind of stuff to see how these guys can get customers, can get the strategic partnerships that are necessary. And it's all about that collaboration and furthering innovation. So really great to see. And if you're interested in that kind of stuff, definitely get in touch with Annie and the crew over there. And yeah, you might get to witness it in person or even participate as a builder. One of our directors, Michael Wang, who's over at Creditor Watch, our sponsor there, he put out a bit of research on the rise of LLM in research. So definitely worth checking that one out on LinkedIn. Also in our discussions, we've been talking behind the scenes. We're in our Discord as well, and that goes for both the blockchain. So Aus DeFi has a Discord that's been long running. It's a bit newer for DSAI, but if you're interested in seeing what people are sharing in there, if you've got something to share yourself, please do. We've got something here that we had been discussing in there, which is from Paul Cunningham. It's a code editor called Cursor. So if you're into building in the AI space, then Cursor is definitely one to look out for. So thanks for highlighting that, Paul. And finally, if you're interested in the AI updates that are going on around the world and what is happening on a weekly basis, you should definitely check out the videos here from Matt Wolfe. He does his weekly video recaps of what is going on in the space. It helps us stay up to date, and we certainly learn a few things each and every time. So worth checking out that video that we've highlighted here. That's it for Emerging Tech Pulse this week. I've got the nice backdrop of the Opera House and Harbour Bridge right behind me, just preparing for our next podcast guest. So I will see you next time, and please do make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, we'll talk more about emerging tech soon. Cheers.